class. Today we're going to learn about inequalities. And I know you've seen these in the past. We're just going to do this as a review lesson from Algebra 1. First of all we have to do is take a look at this one. It says x is less than. Notice it's less than 2. The little tiny alligator mouth. Notice how the smaller end is towards the x, so it's x is less than 2. And so when you see that, all you have to do is when you go to graph it, you go ahead and put an open circle over the 2 because there's no equal sign here. It's open, so it doesn't include 2. Anything below the 2 will work as a solution. So like, for example, if I place -1 in here, -1 is less than 2. If I grab -3, place it in here, -3 is less than 2. All of these numbers below the 2 make it a true solution. So that's how you graph your answer. All right, let's take a look at the next one. All right, what happens if we put x in between -1 and 2? Well, that's easy enough to graph. We go ahead and we have an open circle over the -1 because there's no equal sign. And we have an open circle over the number 2 because there's no equal sign. That would indicate that all the numbers between -1 and 2 will be a solution to the question. So for example, 0, you can place 0 in there. It will make this a true statement. 0 is greater than -1, but less than 2, and so is 1. All right, so that's how you graph those. And so let's take a look at this. X is less than or equal to -2. Or x is greater than 1. So how do we graph that? First of all, let's take a look at this portion. All right. In this portion of our graphing, it says x is less than -2. So -2 or below will work. Then we have the equal part, so we make it a solid circle, because if we place -2 right here for the x, -2 is less than or equal to -2, that's true. So we have to have a solid circle to indicate -2 is also included in the solutions. Over here, we have x is greater than 1, so we have open circle because we can't place a 1 in here. 1 is not greater than 1, but all the answers to the right of the number line will work. So that's why that works, and that's how you graph that problem. All right, let's take a look at this. Graph the inequality. Notice it's a guided practice, so this is time for you to pause your video and draw yourself a little graph for this in your notes. Welcome back. Let's see how you did. Did you graph this? A -5 and off to the right with an open circle over the -5. Let's try another question. Oops, skipped over one. Let's go back. There we go. All right. Here's another guided practice question for you to try on your own. So graph this one. Pause your video and do the graph. Welcome back. Let's see how you did. And this one should be anything below a 3 because x is less than 3, or equal. This little half equal sign, equal to 3. There we go. So solid circle in below. All right. Let's take a look at the next one. Here we go, another guided practice question, so you guys get to try it. Pause your video, try it out. Welcome back. You should be able to graph this. Notice that x is between -3 and 1. It happens to be equal to a -3, so you make a solid circle, because -3 is equal to -3 would be true, so it's part of your solution set. All right, hopefully you did well on those. Oh, we have one more guided practice question here, graph the inequality. Pause your video, give it a try. Welcome back. Did you try this? And here you go. X is less than 1. There we go. And x is greater than or equal to 2. There's the graph for that, all on one number line. Okay. Here's a word problem, of course. You have $50 to spend at a county fair. You spend $20 for admission. You want to play a game that costs $1.50. Describe the possible number of times you can play the game. So let's think about this verbally. You've got to pay the admission fee, plus every game costs you money, times the number of games. That will be the amount of money that you spend. Now you only have $50 to spend. Well, only. That's a lot of money. But you have to spend less than $50 or equal to it. They don't give you credit, so you can't spend over $50. So let's take a look at how we could do this. We have $20 to get in, plus $1.50 per game. Per game would mean, okay, we don't know how many games, so we just put in the variable. So that's why we get 20 plus 1.50 G less than or equal to $50. All right. Now over here, oops, I skipped something. Oh my goodness, I'm all over the place. Here we go. So we have 20 plus 1.5g is less than or equal to 50. That's your equation. Now we have to solve it. Remember, we need to get a variable by itself. Get the farthest one away first. So subtract your 20 from both sides. And you would get 1.5g is less than or equal to 30. Sorry. Now we have to get the 1.5 out of here and just make it 1g. So divide this side by 1.5 and the 30 by 1.5. And when you do that, you get g is less than or equal to 20. So you can do 20 games or less. And so we write that out. You can play 20 times or fewer. Here's another type of question you may have to answer. Solve for this inequality, then graph the solution. Now you have variables on both sides, so always take the smallest variable and subtract it from the biggest variable. Most of the time that's how you solve these. Let's take a look at that. So we do. We go ahead and, well, that's interesting. They subtracted the right side from the big side. I don't like that process. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. I grab a pen, and we go ahead and we subtract 5x, subtract 5x. 2 is greater than 2x minus 4. So add your 4 to both sides, because we need to get x by itself. 6 greater than 2x. Divide by 2, so the 2 can disappear, and that would be a 3. So x, and notice the x is over here, and then it says little tiny sign, so we have less than, because we're going to read it backwards. X is less than 3. So we'll write it out forward as traditional answers are usually x is on the left side. So x, little tiny point, 3. All right. So x is less than 3. Here are some questions for you to try out on your own. Pause your video and give these questions a try, please. Welcome back. Let's see how you did. The first one, you should have been able to get x is less than 4. For number 6, x is less than or equal to 5. For number 7, x is greater than or equal to negative 7. And for number 8, x is less than 6. Hopefully you did very well on these. All right. You know what? I think we're going to pause the video there, and we'll have a new video for the rest of this.